Hi everyone. So we just had another vet appointment. It's basically the next day from the last time I spoke. Turns out he has a really nasty bacteria that's extremely resistant to most antibiotics. Except an intermediate resistance to something, another one antibiotic, one or two, I think, antibiotics. So we're starting him on that tomorrow. Today we did the regular stuff, the stuff that he's always done, because I have to pick up the medication. So he's got a cream, an antibiotic cream, which is just a regular, I'm not sure what it's called in English, but in Italian it's gentamin, or gentamina. It's just a pretty regular antibacterial cream that you would put on a cut. There's a couple different types here in Italy. One is gentamin and the other one is gentamin beta, and the beta has cortisone in it. So the one that I'm giving him does not have cortisone, and I'm not sure why that is, but I already have a cream with the cortisone in it, and the antibacterial properties, but they were adamant that it shouldn't be that one. So for whatever reason, it can't have the cortisone. And I'll be picking up the pills tomorrow. So yeah, we'll be starting those tomorrow. It's a slow process for sure. In the meantime, they've said that he can move around as he pleases and as he likes, which makes me feel a bit better, because I was a little bit worried about him playing especially and like stretching, because his muscles push against the wound and it's already so open. I'm afraid he's gonna like rip more stitches out, or something else is gonna happen and it's gonna get bigger. So, but they seemed fine with him moving around as much as he wants. The only thing they said was not to let him outside because he's already got a bacterial infection. We don't want more infection. So he's staying indoors, and I guess that's basically it. I mean, there isn't much else really to say. I think I said pretty much everything yesterday. He needs to build up tissue under the wound, and it's got to heal from the inside. So it's going to be slow. But hopefully, if we can help him fight the bacterial infection, it'll go a bit faster. So yeah, that's where it's at. I just hope it doesn't get worse somehow. I don't know that it can get worse, but I really hope it can't. But yeah, I'm keeping positive, and he's a happy kitty. Seems happy. We gave him, I don't know if, where is he? We gave him, there he is, we gave him pain meds today as well. And he's fairly active with the pain meds. I'm a little bit afraid that when he's not on the pain meds that he's in a fair amount of pain, because tomorrow they said that they might try not giving him the pain meds to see how it goes. The doctor seems to think that he's not in that much pain, because when they clean his wound, he doesn't react. He's very calm and almost like just lets go. He kind of looks at me in kind of fear and kind of looks over his shoulder. He's like, who's that? But he doesn't really react unless they're really pulling on the scar tissue around his wound. When I try and get near his wound, he snaps at me a little bit, like he flicks his head and kind of goes to swat me away. So yeah, he's obviously not super, like, I don't know, okay with it. But yeah, anyway, we'll see what happens when he's not on the medication. Um, they say that it lasts about 12 hours, and I have noticed that after, um, I'm not sure exactly how long, but I would say probably a bit more than 12 hours. I'd say probably about closer to like 15, 20 hours, he's okay. And then he starts to get quiet, and like his head gets really low and his ears get low, and he doesn't really respond to much. And I don't know if it's just him being his natural sort of sleepy self. Like cats are sleepers. So I don't know if it's that, or if it's because his medication is wearing off and he's sore. Um, he's had so much pain medication over the past while that I haven't noticed him shaking as he was doing before. So when we first started on the pain meds, he was shaking. His back leg specifically was often shaky. His whole back thigh would shake. And I haven't noticed that. So I guess that's good news. Yeah, anyway, I'll keep an eye on it and see how it goes. We'll update soon with any news, I guess. There's been no news, speaking of news, there's been no news on the biopsy results. Apparently it takes a while because they have to dissolve the bone before they can do the biopsy on the mass. So yeah, we're just waiting for those results to come back. Anyway, we'll talk soon. Hi everyone. So I needed to wash Ghosty's collar because it was getting filthy, and I was afraid with all the bacteria that it was just gonna make the situation, I can't say it was gonna make the situation worse, but I needed to get it off of him to clean, and I was sort of paranoid that he was gonna lick himself while it was off. So I was looking for alternatives to the collar, and I had heard about ages ago about baby onesies for cats, and I don't have a onesie on hand. I don't have any kids, so I did find a weird little tutorial online. I'm not sure what language it was in. I think it might have been in like Turkish or something, to make a sort of a vest, a bit of clothing for cat surgery, out of surgery, with an old t-shirt. So this is what I've done. It's actually kind of brilliant. I don't know that it's going to work long term for him, because I think it might ride up on his surgery side because there's no leg there. But basically what it is it's just a piece of rectangular cloth with strips cut down the sides, and then in this case 3 holes for his 2 front paws and his back paw to go through the middle, and yeah, and then you tie it in little bows down the back, basically. So the I don't know if you can see this, but he's got an armhole cut here. There's an armhole on the other side. It's all just a big rectangle when it's folded out. The strips are cut on the top ends, and then they tie down the back. So he's got one tied around his neck, basically, which is hard to see, but it's he's got so much fur. Let me see if I can get around to show you guys this a little bit better. Hello, kitty kitty. Hello, puppy beans. Okay, so you can see it's got sort of a shoulder thing, and then it's tied at it's tied at the neck, and then it's tied just in a bunch of places, and then he's got his armhole cut here, and then there's a back leg hole on that side, of course, and so okay, so the brilliant part is, you can probably see this, the brilliant part is that in this video they put a panty liner in to like where the stitches were for the cat in the video, or at least supposed kitty stitches, because the kitty in the video didn't actually have stitches as far as I could tell. But having a panty liner there is great because it's hygienic, and you can put a cream on it, and then when it needs changing, you just untie the back bows, pull out the panty liner and put a new one in, and it doesn't actually have to touch, like I don't have to touch my cat's wound at all. The only issue that I can see is that it kind of bunches a little bit, as panty liners do, but I haven't put any cream on it because I was just testing this out. But this might be kind of brilliant, especially if your kitty has belly stitches. I think it would be perfect. You'd have to cut obviously 4 holes out total and not just 3. But with the amputation in this case, and I think for like a front paw amputation, it would probably work better. Back leg, I'm afraid that it's going to ride up on this side, and I'm a little bit worried about bathroom and like kitty litter doing his business and all of that. I'm not sure how that's going to go down and if it's going to get dirty back there or what. But for the time being, even just like temporarily to get the collar off and to wash it, this looks like it might be okay for a short period of time. I'm going to keep a close eye on him, of course, because as soon as I took the collar off, he set to grooming, because he hasn't been able to groom in about, I don't know, 10 days, I would say. And so I'm sure he's going to go about his grooming, starting from head to and work his way down. So yeah, I'm going to keep a close eye on him and just make sure he doesn't go and groom down towards his stitches. But in the meantime, I'm able to wash his collar. So anyway, that's something I thought I'd share. And if I can, maybe I'll try and share a little like image of like maybe a hand-drawn image of the setup, like of how I cut this piece of cloth. I took an old shirt because it's what I had on hand, but it's literally just a rectangle with strips cut down the side. So yeah, I haven't seen him move around in this just yet, but for the time being, I think he's just happy to have the collar off briefly to do a bit of grooming. So yeah, anyway, I thought I'd share.